Hi guys, welcome to Spoon Feeding Profits. Today I want to share with you 5 tips to source better and outsmart the competition on OfferUp. The competition referring to other resellers that are looking to source items as well. Now, tip number 1 for you is when you're searching for items, don't just put in the generic terms. For example, if you're looking for new products, don't just put new printer, for example. There's other phrases that you can put in there that would populate a lot of items that would not normally show up if you just use the term new. Okay? Some of those terms, and there's so much more. Just think like somebody who's trying to sell something. Think like a reseller. Think like somebody who's not a reseller. They're just somebody trying to get rid of stuff. How would they list this item? And that's how you learn search terms to put in there. For example, you can put new printer. Say you're looking for a printer. You can put in there sealed printer, sealed in box, right? One at auction. You'd be surprised how many times people list something as one at auction. They're not a reseller. They don't care. They don't know about all the terms that we use or look for. They just put in, hey, I want this thing at an auction and I'm trying to sell it now, pretty much. So, another term, never used. Box has never been opened. Closing down store, liquidating store, and when you learn to diversify with your phrases, you'll have more. You think that when you put a new printer, automatically all the printers that are new that is going to show up. And I find that that's not the case. I don't know why, but that's not the case. Certain specific search terms that you use is going to determine what pops up a lot of times. So that's tip number 1, guys. Number 2, don't just look for electronics. I always say that because every time I hear resellers talk about OfferUp, they talk about electronics. And I don't know, maybe because I'm mainly a clothing seller. I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, but I mainly do clothing. So, and this is where your education comes into play, right? Are you educating yourself on the items that you're selling, or just educating yourself on more items to source? A different genre, a different category. For example, you sell a lot of clothing like me, but you know what? You make yourself learn a little bit more about shoes. This is where that comes into play, because what you can do and what I do is if I know of a brand that sells well, guess what? I'm going to offer up and I'm going to put that brand in. And I found some amazing deals by doing that. Not just generically putting in jackets no, I'm putting in those hard to find brands sometimes, or not necessarily hard to find, but very profitable items that when I find them in a thrift store, it's like, it's a good day. Those are the names, those are the brand names that I put in there. I found a Filson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Filson. You might. But if you're not, go check out the soles on eBay for Filson. Right? It makes shirts, jackets, pants, workwear. So one day let me put Filson in OfferUp. And I did. And there was this Filson oil stained overalls. It's like for people that work for men that works with machinery and they're dealing with a lot of oil and stuff. And the guy had it for $140. I made an offer for $40 or $60. I can't remember exactly. It's one of those. And he said, sure, when do you want to come get it? This item was brand new with tag. I sold it within 2 weeks on eBay for $180 something, right? Guess what? That's clothing I sourced on OfferUp. Another time I remember seeing a Danner, not seeing, but I typed in Danner and there goes a Danner boots, the military steel toe boots. And the guy said he wanted 25 and I was like, what? So I sent him an offer for $20 and he said, sure, when do you want to come get it? So we arranged to meet. I went up there to get it and he gave me another boots as a bonus, which is another outdoorsy, rocky boots. I sold that boots for $49 and I sold a Danner for $175. All because I put in the specific brand name. It popped up. I made an offer, got it, and I even got a bonus with it, right? So don't be afraid to look for specific items by brands, by maker, whatever it is you're into, whatever niche you do, put that in. Okay, tip number 3 for you. Check and see what else they're offering. What this means is, if you're making a deal with somebody, you saw an item that you're interested in, and you send an offer to that person, or you inquired about something to do with the item because you're interested. Guess what? Don't just stop there. Right under where the person's name is that's selling the item, you'll see their picture. Click on that picture and it'll take you to their store, if you will. And it shows you all the other items they're offering. And a lot of times, guess what? You make it worth your while. First of all, you already saw that first item you're interested in. Now, you can see their whole store, what they're selling, and there might be another item in there that you'll be interested in that you can resell. There might be 2 or 3 or 4 more because it's happened before. And guess what now? You're in a position to make a bulk offer. Say, hey, you know what? I saw X, Y, and Z in your store. I see you're selling these. I would like to offer you this for this much. And you're more than likely to get a deal that way. It's kind of like you're at a garage sale, right? If you buy stuff individually, you pay more. But if you're at a garage sale a lot of times and you're mingling for like the first 2 minutes, you can see that there's stuff here that I want. So you can actually talk to the guy or the woman that's running the sale, and you can say, okay, can we make a little bundle over here and then you give me a good deal on it? And a lot of times that works in your favor too. So it's kind of like the same thing with OfferUp. You can source more items from this one person, and when you meet up, it's worth your while. It's worth your gas. It's worth your drive, right? So that's my tip. That's number 3 for you. Number 4 would be check and see how long the item has been posted. OfferUp again. Right under the pictures, you can see that this item has been posted 32 seconds ago. You can see this item has been posted 6 months ago, 8 years ago. Why do you check that? Guess what? When you see an item on there that's been up there for a while, you have a better shot of sending a low offer and having it accepted, right? I do it all the time. And usually people are at that point where they just want to get rid of it. I'm not saying you're never going to find that person that's still holding out for a top price. But generally, 70 to 80% of the time, that person is ready to get rid of it. You have 2 scenarios. You have they're ready to get rid of it, or they sold it already and they forgot to mark as sold. But generally, my experience, more time than not, they're ready to get rid of it now. Sure, when can you come? That's what I hear. Sure, when can you come? So guys, look for those dates. Those dates can determine whether you get a really good deal. And same thing applies, right? The one, like I said before, check and see if there's more stuff in their store. So when you meet up, you can really make it a great deal, you know. And tip number 5, which kind of ties into number 4, is don't be afraid to send offers that are 50% of what they're asking, or even lower in some cases. Now, this is not just for items that have been posted a while ago, but even somebody who just offered. Now, I'm not saying do a ridiculous lowball offer for someone who just posted. If they just posted, they're more likely to say no to that. Send an offer that they can actually contemplate, right? For somebody who just posted. But a lot of times there's people that just want to get rid of stuff. A lot of times people that are posting items, they just found this thing in their room or whatever, and if they can make some money from it, that's it. They might put a price. They might put the price they probably paid for it, or what they think it's worth. But you can, send them an offer and they might be, sure, yeah, $40. Why not? I didn't have that yesterday. I didn't know I had this thing in my room. I just remembered. $40, sure, come get it. So don't be afraid to send offers. A lot of times resellers, what I find a lot of resellers do is they go on OfferUp or a lot of sites, and they see something for 200 and they're, you know what, forget that. I'm not paying 200 for that. Send an offer. You would be surprised. And a tip that I like to do too is, if I see an item and I want to pay, I know the most I want to pay for that item is $80. I'm going to send an offer for 60. So guess what? Even if they bump it up a little bit, they're bumping it up exactly into my price range that I wanted to pay anyways. All right, guys? So you got to be smart with it. I'm not saying lowball to the point where people, they're just they just know this person is ridiculous. And even when you send another message saying, hey, I'll pay you $40 more than my first offer, they don't even want to read the second message. There's people like that. So I'm not saying be unscrupulous to that point, but all these factors plays into each other, how long they posted it, is it new or not new? Is it something that's really sought out for? And again, and whether the person is a reseller or not. And a lot of times you can tell if somebody's a reseller. Like I know some resellers that are on there just from using it so often, and a lot of times they'll have so much feedbacks because they sell so much products, right? That's a good way to know if somebody's a reseller or not. A lot of times you'll see somebody with probably one or two or even none, no feedback. All right, guys, so that's my 5 tips to source better and outsmart the competition on OfferUp. And again, I think this can be applied to a lot of different sites. All right, guys, so if you find this helpful, just subscribe. I'll be posting more videos that hopefully can help you. All right, have a good day.